It's that time in a parent's life where I was teaching my son how to ride his bike. It was at the stage where we take the training wheels off, and after a few mishaps on our gravel driveway, I thought it might be a good idea to head to the school. There was a big flat area with nothing more than a solitary post with a hoop on it. Now, what happened next is completely predictable and unsurprising. However, I still wasn't expecting it. With a little push, I sent my son off with the parting words, "Watch out for that pole." You guessed it, smack, straight into it. The second time, I had a little bit more emphasis. "Son, you really need to watch out for that pole." But the same result. The third time, I was even more determined. "Son, seriously, you need to watch out for that post before you get hurt and you damage the bike." You guessed it, like a magnet, straight into the pole. 3 out of 3. Now what I had done was set my son's attention. His only focus was that post. And whatever you focus on is normally what you achieve. Now, I'm not going to do the cliche about focusing on the right things and the wrong things, but what I do want to do is adjust the language slightly so that we have a different perspective. Some of the things we focus on or give our attention to can be quite productive. They can help us become more resourceful and more constructive in our thinking. Other things, however, less so. So I want to give you 3 questions you can ask yourself to help refine and adjust your focus so that it can be the most productive. Number 1, is it something you can control? If it's not, cross it off the list. It's no use using mental energy on it, and that stuff is valuable. Number 2, is this something you actually want? How long do you think a photographer spends focusing on things that he doesn't want in the picture? Now maybe you want to be more productive at work, but the only thing you can focus on is the fact that your boss is such a jerk. Now that's just an example, of course, but if that is you, why not mention them in the comments below? No, I'm kidding, don't mention them. Unless you really want to. Now in that example of your boss being a jerk, that really is something outside of your control. Unless you're like me and you are your own boss, but that's a whole separate problem. What you can try is rewording and highlighting what you do want. For example, I want to be productive at work. I want to make a contribution and feel valued. Now remember, our unconscious minds are actively looking for tasks that it can help us achieve. By making a statement like that, it gives it something to do. Number 3, is this something I need to focus on right now? Or can I park it for later? Maybe next week, even next year? The more things we focus on and try and spread our attention across, the less productive we're going to be. So now that you've got your focus fine-tuned, I want to tell you 3 things that you already have to help tackle any obstacle, even something that seems impossible. But that's next week. Oh, and what happened to my son? Well, after his father finally worked out what was going on, I made the comment, "Son, have you noticed those lines on the ground?" And that's exactly where he rode. He followed those lines straight into a wall.